Hey, it's Ubu, and today we're playing a game called Not Like Them, a Horror Experience, Chapter 2. It's developed by XX Vipe, and you can find the game on itch.io. Not that long ago, a solo developer reached out and asked me to play their game, which was Chapter 1, and just recently they reached out to me again, offered me a key to try out Chapter 2, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you very much for that. They were very receptive to my feedback for Chapter 1, so I'm really excited to try out Chapter 2 for myself and see how their vision has changed since then compared to now. And if you're not familiar with my channel, at the end of the video I will review the game, share my general thoughts, give it my final judgment, and I will have timestamps in the description. And if you like what you see here and want to support the channel, hit subscribe, leave a like, comment, share the video, and I've started streaming on Twitch every now and then, and if that interests you, I will have links to my socials in the description. Now, let me tell you about the game, and we'll get started. 3 years, no answers, no explanations. The case was closed. Adam never spoke about what he saw. Then his neighbor died, the woman who helped him after everything fell apart. He went back to the house to find answers. The house was waiting for him, but some doors you can't walk back through. Now that you know what the game is about, let's get started. Adam survived that night. He wishes he hadn't. His parents were waiting. They spoke like them, but something behind their eyes was gone. He tried to leave. The one wearing his father's face stopped him. It shot him. Not to kill. To keep him there. But Adam ran. An old woman opened her door. She didn't ask questions. She just helped. 3 years passed. Then she disappeared. No body. No explanation. Just an open door. Adam felt responsible. He didn't know why. He just knew. So he went back. He shouldn't have. Whoa, okay, that's weird. I do appreciate the addition of music on the main menu. That definitely went a long way. So good job there. Dear God. It's noisy out here. Hey, okay, let's go. Follow the lights. Let's go this way. We got a little bit of a sprint. Dear God. Hello. What are you doing out here alone, Adam? Who are you? You scared me. Did I? How do you know my name? Everyone knows your name, Adam. We've been waiting. A long time. Waiting for what? For you to come back. What is that noise I'm hearing in the background? I don't know what you're talking about. I just need to get inside. Of course. Go. Some doors you shouldn't walk back through. The door is open. It was always open for you. That was strange. How did he know my name? It doesn't matter. I just need to get inside. Yeah, you still have the noise for the text, but that's okay. Whoa. Oh, wow, I clicked through that. Sorry, he said, wow, I have something. Anyways, it's been a while. It's been a long time. Nothing really changed. Or maybe it did. I think the police already checked everything. Yeah, they must have. Still feels wrong. It's too dark in here. Alright, let me turn on the lights. It's a good idea, because it is stupid dark in here. What kind of weird contraption is that? Much better. Now I should grab my bag and go to my room to put it in the wardrobe. Let's do that. Bag acquired. Okay, looks good, looks good. I mean, it looks the same, but there's nothing wrong with that. We're still really short, so maybe we're still pretty young, I guess. Little door transition there, nice. Wardrobe. Oh, okay. I don't know what that said. That sucks, because it was probably important. Yeah, we can't go to bed. So let's go look around. Whoops. It's our parents. There's still blood in here. Jesus. That sucks. Yeah, so like I was saying... The heck was that? I'm gonna say, in the first chapter, we realized... We came across a revelation that these beings have been mimicking people for centuries. And it's pretty spooky concept. What was that? I guess it was a door. Hello? Anyone there? I feel like I'm crouched. I'm so short. Okay. Why am I coughing? Coughing. Wheezing. Anyways. See rain coming through the ceiling. Oh! This is closed. Hello? Oh, okay. I got something to... Oh, I was supposed to use the bathroom. Okay. Oh, no. The power went out. Seriously? The lights now? Great timing. This doesn't make sense. I should reset it. I could fix it. Oh god, that scared me. Got a little weird looking flashlight. Okay, we can't do anything with that. Is that a light switch? Because that looks crazy. This is actually pretty spooky. Oh, wait. Is someone there? Adam. We've been waiting for you. Oh, God. That thing looked creepy, whatever that was. Hello? Who's there? No. Ew. Adam, you came back. On your own this time. No. Not again. You know who we are. You've always known. Stay away from me. I read about you. I know what you can do. Why won't you just leave me alone? We've been waiting for this moment. For a long time. What do you want from me? The same thing we wanted. The night you ran. What? You'll see. The house will show you. Whoa, okay, things got super extra freaky, dude. This is interesting. Don't trust them. I don't plan on it. Well, it's a little disorienting, but... We've been waiting for you. Don't trust them. You hear that jump scare me? Who's there? Who are you? Dear God. This is... Good Lord. Invisible wall. Okay, let's go. Can't see. Oh no, it's a dead end. I hear footsteps. That actually scared me. Let me out of here. This is a nightmare. Jesus, dude. Why is this so scary? Super scary. What do I do? I mean, it's like almost pitch black. Oh. It got so quiet all of a sudden, and I guess that was the music looping. What? Hello? Why don't you let me leave? Go to our room. We're not allowed. Okay. Is there a light at the end of the hall now? Jesus Christ. Okay, well, let's investigate. Trying to interact with the doors. Nothing's happening. I can see a wall down here. I feel like it's different. Yeah. Whoa, okay, we kind of like a fishbowl effect now. Things floating. What do you want with me? Oh my God, dude. That's not good. Holy shite. That hallway looks cool. The layout has changed. We've been waiting for you for a long time. Whoa. Have another visual change. Wow, okay. Whoa. It's like low texture. Kind of cartoony looking. Looks cool. It definitely took a turn. It's definitely more psychological, as it's stated on the game's page. Very quiet. Except for us coughing and breathing. It's so quiet. Who's there? Ooh. What are you supposed to be? You already know. I saw what you did to my parents. You think I'm afraid of you? What do you want from me now? We couldn't reach you directly. Not from the outside. So we found a way in. We watched them. Learned them. And then we became them. 3 days. That's all it takes. I know. I found them. I saw what you left behind. We don't kill. We replace. Why us? Why my family? It was never about them. They were just the closest path to you. What does that mean? Something happened that night, Adam. When you ran, you didn't leave alone. No. There's nothing. Check again. Carefully. Oh my god. Whoa! Ah! What in the world? Our parents. Ah! Whoa, 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 whoa. It's got this weird mark on the ground. Like a signal. Like, I'm here. Oh, jeez. It kind of looked like a after image. That was cool. You ran that night. And you didn't come back alone. What? A piece of us. Unfinished. Still inside you. I felt something in the bathroom. But that doesn't mean anything. It means everything. It's why we couldn't reach you. A fragment outside its hole is asleep. It can't call us to us. It can't open the door from your side. Only you can do that. By coming back here. To where it began. So you used them. We had no choice. You wouldn't come on your own. So we made a path. One face at a time. Who? Everyone who got close to you. After that night, let me show you. Sad music. Initiate. Jesus, it's a massacre. It looked like the guy we ran into outside. Good lord. Oh! You! The man from the street! That wasn't you. You were never him. Uncle Hassan! They wore his face just to get close to me. Didn't even know. I don't know why that made me laugh. No, not her. She saved me. She took me in. She opened that door for me. And they took her too. She had nothing to do with this. You were always there. You knew me better than anyone. And you had nothing to do with this. You felt it too. Something wasn't right. And I ignored it. All of you. You had nothing to do with this. None of you chose this. This was never yours to carry. It was me. I brought this here. I'm sorry. You used all of them just to get to me. We only ever wanted you, Adam. Everything else was just the path. We tried to take you once. You ran. And you carried part of us with you. Sleeping. Since then, you kept slipping away. You're not easy to reach. When the fragment won't wake. That is why we needed them. Right. Right. What's happening? She opened the door for me. She didn't ask for anything. She just helped. And you wore her face to get to me. Yes. Then take me. No one else. This ends here. It always did. Oh, he slapped us. Let's take a turn. They didn't deserve this. None of them did. I did. It was always you. Jeez, what's he doing with his hand? Whoa! That's maybe the fragment. The ritual was finished. Adam was 19. The house was still. Nothing moved. Nothing made a sound. So was he. Oh. Interesting. Alright, well now I'm back on the main menu where I will review this game, but if you're just here for the gameplay, I appreciate you hanging out. I hope to see you again. Now as usual, I start with visuals, and I think my comments and critiques of the visuals are pretty much the same as they were for the first chapter. I still think the noise VHS filter is a little too intense, and this chapter introduced a new section that was incredibly dark with the green sort of night vision, you know, the hallway sequence we had to do with, like, you know, closing the doors and the monster sounds. And I like what you were going for there, having almost like sort of a nightmare sequence sort of event going on where there's, like, you know, all these, you know, scary noises and footsteps. And I just think it was just a little too dark to really focus on anything and really immerse myself into it, because I was just struggling so much to actually see. I was distracted by that. However, I still like the intention of what you were doing there. And this chapter was very dynamic in terms of its visual presentation this time around, with the hallway sequences, the very dark, you know, scary moments. And then when things start to float in the house, there's like a fishbowl effect. And then it turns into sort of like a low texture sort of effect later on. And I like that you added some dynamic changes like that. I think they definitely stood out to just, add some variety to the visual presentation, and I think that's totally fine. I think I would just probably fine-tune your approach when it comes to how dark you make things going forward, or just improve the flashlight. It can be really dark, but the flashlight, I think, could just be more effective. And I do like that you decided to show what these mimic-like beings look like. They are very creepy, they're very tall, and I like their appearance. And I also like some of the visual effects of, showing our dead parents kind of looking at us throughout all of these events and stuff, and all the bodies and things like that. And I thought that was pretty cool. So while I'm still pretty critical of some aspects of the visual presentation, I still think there are a lot of things that you decided to experiment with that paid off. So I would just say the visuals are okay. Now, in terms of audio, I noticed you still have the noise associated with the text appearing on screen. I still am not a fan of that. Like I've said in the previous review of Chapter 1, I'm very critical of that aspect of games, and I think it's just still a little too harsh, a little too loud, and it's very distracting from the overall tone of everything. Like, I'm reading these messages throughout the game about the story, and really trying to get into the vibe of like the terror of it, and also then the somber sort of realization towards the end. And just always every time some text appears on screen, it's interrupted by the noise of the text appearing, and then I can read it, and then the noise happens, and then I can read it, and then the noise happens. And that's distracting me as well from the music and the tone and everything, like I said. And that is just a personal nitpick. I still think going forward that could be reduced and put down to a minimum volume if you're going to use it at all. I don't personally find it necessary. Maybe you could just, replace a sound like that with something a little bit more subtle in general. Like, it's just distracting, and I was hoping that would have been changed, or at least altered to something a little bit more, appropriate, but that's totally okay. Like I said, it's a personal nitpick. Aside from that, I do like the use of horror effects throughout. One of my favorite things is when we're in the weird hallway and you have this thing like growling and making noises behind a door. I thought that was really cool. I thought it worked really well. And of course you have the rain and everything outside, which is very loud, but I do like the ambience that it creates, and I don't know, it just, I think works really well. I just love the sound of thunder and rain in games to begin with, so I'm glad that was included again. Aside from that, you have sounds for things you interact with, opening doors and things like that, and I think all that works together pretty well, and it makes it, immersive and makes sense of what we're doing. It's congruent, and I think works really well. Even though I was pretty critical of the sound associated with the text, I would still say the audio is okay. In terms of mechanics, it's pretty much the same as it was in Chapter 1. We need to just walk around, do what is required to progress the game, like turn on the power, go to the bathroom, or put our bag away at the very beginning, and stuff like that. And then you have to now walk through these hallways to trigger events to basically stop the loop, if you want to call it that, where you have to like close the door with the scary sounds behind it, and then go back to the other room, and then go back down the hallway through the door. And I thought that was pretty cool. It was like a self-contained sort of, scenario in this little house. It was a way to sort of manage such a small space, I think, effectively, and create a more interesting experience in the long run. And it just created a very effective experience in general for what you're going for in terms of the psychological aspects of it. Us basically having this sort of weird mental break of some kind. I'm not sure how else to describe that, but like I said, I like the use of the environment that you did in this chapter. I think it worked really well. I like sequences like that where you're kind of stuck and you need to figure your way out, and I thought it worked well. Like I said, though, I think it could have been that much more effective if I could actually see a little bit better, but I still think the mechanics in this game are very interesting. I mean, they're very simple, which is not a big deal at all, but you added a little bit more to this chapter compared to the first one, and I think that's really cool, so great job with that. In terms of story and concept, the story is definitely evolving. It went from us discovering that these creatures have been mimicking people for centuries. They mimicked our parents, which essentially killed them, and we ran away in the first chapter. An old lady helped us, and now in this chapter we return home, and it becomes a lot more of a psychological experience than it was before. So basically, the creatures wanted to get to us because of some fragment that was left behind, and the only way to get to us is through our parents and people like that, all the way up to us. Like they said, the creatures said, that was the path that they had to take. Now, I don't exactly know what this fragment is necessarily. I might have missed that, but I find it interesting that these creatures have a goal more than just domination or replacing people to become the dominant life form. Now, this fragment could lead to something like that further down the road, but I definitely didn't expect this sort of twist on the story, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I like these psychological aspects a lot. I like that these things actually spoke to us, or this thing, whatever it is, and I think keeping them nameless and everything was a good way to do that, because they're very humanoid-like, but there's obviously something really off about them. They're very tall and malformed looking and just really creepy looking. I think the story with its dialogue and the way it was implemented towards the end, it became maybe just a little bit redundant, but like, oh, you know, it was all me. It was not your fault. They took you, and oh, I can't believe it. And it's kind of like those things were repeated maybe a few too many times, but I still think the payoff was very interesting. They snatched this thing out of us, this weird little fragment thing. And I forgot to mention, I find it weird that it said we were 19. I don't know why we're so short. If there's a way to adjust that in the future of having our character have maybe a little bit more of a believable height about them. I just thought that was a weird thing. Anyways, not related to the story, but I forgot to mention that earlier. But I do like a story where you kind of return to the source of the trauma or the current event and try to find closure. And I feel like the ending of this chapter was definitely that. It was trying to find closure for what happened to his parents, and this creature finally obtained its goal. So maybe now it'll leave us alone, but, you know, that'll never replace our parents or all the other people they had to take out on their journey to their final goal there. But I still think the story is pretty interesting. I like the idea of these creatures mimicking people and things like that. I didn't expect the sort of somber approach there towards the end, but I thought it was fine. So I would say the story is okay. The overall concept, I would say, is pretty cool. I like the overall premise and the way you interact with the environment and the way it's presented in this small claustrophobic house, and just the weird sort of transition from the first chapter to the second chapter, I think works well to create a dynamic experience, like I've said a few times. And the creatures and stuff that you've come up with here are really cool, and they're very compelling. So overall, pretty solid concept. Now, in terms of performance and settings, the game performed totally fine. There was some noticeable strange happenings of where I need to like click through the text. There's some delay there, or the text just kind of the text box sort of pops up, and I need to click for the text to show up, like towards the end there. And generally speaking, it sort of auto plays, but I had to click to actually get the text to show up. I don't know if that's intentional or not. When you hit play and you go through the intro text, when the intro text is like finished, you know, with just the black screen and the white text that appears, sort of giving us a recap. As soon as that ends, the very last time you click on it, it like briefly showed the main menu again. So that was a very odd transition. That can obviously be cleaned up and stuff going forward, but other than that, the game performed fine. And of course, there's still no settings, which I've said before in Chapter 1. It's not that big a deal. I still think the audio mixing and everything is fine, and the game performs really well, and there's already subtitles, so there's not really anything that would require settings quite yet. So, like I said, though, going forward, when you start making more games and experimenting and, you know, becoming a lot more comfortable, settings are definitely something that people will expect going forward. So just keep that in mind. So my final judgment for Not Like Them, A Horror Experience, Chapter 2, is I would say it's okay. There are several aspects of this chapter that I quite enjoy, but there are still some glaring issues, in my opinion, that take away from the experience, such as the noise associated with the text, the extremely dark sequences in the hallway. While the story is compelling, I feel like it sort of took a left turn there towards the end and went for a very, you know, somber sort of out of nowhere ending, which I think was good, but I just think it was a little too vague in some ways in terms of what the actual goal of the creatures is and what they're trying to obtain, you know, with this fragment. And I'm not saying the story is bad necessarily. It's just, for me personally, I felt as though I wanted just a little bit more, is all I'm saying. Mechanically, I would say the game is acceptable. The performance is really solid, and while there are no settings, I think I can accept that for now. Now, clearly, I was a bit more critical of this chapter than the previous one, but don't take that the wrong way or anything. Don't let it get you down. This is just the way I see things. It's my own singular personal opinion, and the way I do things here is just telling it how it is. So I hope that my feedback can benefit you in some way as it did in the first chapter, and going forward, I think you're going to do just fine developing games. And of course, I wish you the very best with that. And of course, everything I say is just a suggestion. It's not me telling you what to do or anything like that. I just hope that my perspective can hopefully give you a different outlook on certain aspects of your journey here. And of course, going forward, you'll just learn by doing, and putting yourself out there, I think, is already pretty great. And just starting out like you are is totally fine. So like I said, don't overthink it. Don't get too worked up about it. Just take it one step at a time. You're going to do just fine. We all got to start somewhere, you know. So I think this has been a good time playing Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 of Not Like Them. And I really appreciate you reaching out and asking me to play your games. And of course, offering me a key for Chapter 2. That was very kind of you. And of course, if you have anything else that comes up in the future that you'd like me to try and to review, I'd be happy to. And you know how to reach me. So just feel free to do so. So I wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors and your work. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with me? Do you have anything to add? Just want to say hi? Let me know what's up. Don't forget to check the pinned comment below for the links to everything and go play this game for yourself and form your own opinion. I'm sure the developer would really appreciate your feedback as well as mine. And if you'd like to support my channel, hit subscribe, leave a like, comment, share the video. I'd greatly appreciate that. I've started streaming on Twitch every now and then, and if that interests you, I'll have links to my socials in the description. And I thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful day. But I think that's all I have to say about it. So thanks for hanging out with me. But don't forget,
The pale moth is always watching.